It's random everything.
The guards
So
will.
it's a chaos mage.
Yeah, the guards will nod respectfully, Lord Teraptus, and really at all of you, as Lord Teraptus walks into the brightly lit room. This room is very opulent, as is befitting the office and study of a man who oversees one of the 7 largest cities in the entire empire, who often deals not just with the imperial court, but with the emperor himself. Arthur Tristan is short, yet imposing, a velvet-clad fist of steel. A narrow eye stare beneath a wrinkled brow, and a weathered hand naturally gravitates towards his neat beard. His deep frown ends upon seeing you, however, and his perpetually condescending look fades. His desk is very neat and well organized. The windows looking out over the city are very clean and polished, and the seats certainly look most fine. And he's not the only one in the room. There's, of course, a guard as well, and then another individual whom I do not have a text blurb for, but maybe someone else does.
Perhaps. For before you currently sits a thinly built human woman of above an average height. Though, while being quite thinly built, you can see quite clear muscular, quite defined muscles upon her. Her hair is very long and flowing, a vibrant shade of red, contrasted by a very, very, cool pair of blue eyes, just staring softly at you, with a curiosity. It's of very finely made leather armor with an underpadding of chain, the armor itself having a large, a series of crests on the shoulder blades and upon the chest, which, just for sake, I will put the crest there, and we'll remove it in a minute.
All right.
She, as you walk in, she does not say much. Just looks over very curiously, especially towards Dwohurim. In a very practiced posture, one both rigid and defined, yet at the same time, one clearly practiced, not only formally but, in many circumstances. By her side, she has a large black and silver bow with a red handle, 2 large quivers of arrows, and on her belt, a long sword at one side and a hand axe dangling from the other. And she just curiously smiles as you walk in.
Arthur Tristan begins to stand. Lord Teraptus does come to a halt, however, not too far in the room, and says, "Arthur, you didn't tell me that anyone else would be sitting in here, especially not the lovely Lady Vayne." Teraptus will turn to look at his head. "Good evening, lady."
She stands and gives a bit of a bow. "Good evening, Lord Teraptus. You're looking far better, I must say."
The wizard snorts. Arthur stands up, the short man saying, Yes, well, I thought her fitting for this. Please do. Come in, all of you. Please, come in." The two will actually stand together, and they will both clasp hands and shoulders. And Lord Teraptus will sit down next to Lady Vayne.
Does Dwohurim know who this Lady Vayne would be? Of any description?
It is certainly possible, for you have spent quite some time in the city of Newport. Lady Vayne's name might be familiar in ways that maybe Dark can describe.
Lady Vayne, or Jasmine Vayne, as you most likely have heard of her, is a young heiress, or was heiress, in Newport for quite some time. Of course, member of nobility, home in the Heights, etc. Though her family has been known not as one with a lot of, it's not a plush family sitting about. It's a more military noble family. Many knights and many members joining the military, generals, etc. As other than that, though, you would also know, if depending on how much Dwohurim pays attention, that to the comings and goings of the city and rumors.
Pays a lot of attention.
Well, you would know that Lady Vayne then recently, within the last 2 years, became the head of her house after her father, the general of Proudfort, died when Proudfort got destroyed from, whatever destroyed it. Rumors vary. Some say it was the Red itself, some say it was bandits. Not entirely clear.
All right.
She herself is also known to have been part of the military recently, working around Newport quite a bit, hunting after criminal groups, especially in the regards of homicide and murder.
So a high nobility FBI agent. All right.
That is a summary, I suppose.
Right.
With strong ties to the military.
The Imperial Governor will actually step towards Geráck as he is moving to take a seat, and will actually extend his hand to shake the dwarf's hand.
Geráck will, of course, shake the governor's hand and bow a bit.
Welcome, Sir Paladin. And
Thank you.
You too as well. He'll extend his hand towards Dwohurim to shake. Arthur Tristan is only several inches taller than Dwohurim is. He's not that tall of a man.
He'll shake his hand, and then sort of step aside to sit down. Let the others.
Please come in. Please come in.
He'll also nod and sort of give a respectful nod to Jasmine, showing that he recognizes her name.
Arthur will extend his hand and look up at Tempus.
Tempus will offer the hand, smile, and shake it gently, not vigorously or firmly.
Please come in, and he'll gesture towards the seating area. And you as well, don't be shy, waving over at Aurelia.
We'll step forward as well.
And I guess jokingly says to Geráck, "Do you warm the seats up for me or something?"
To the governor's credit, he won't even give Aurelia a second look at her claw. He'll offer to shake her hand too.
She will shake his hand then, being slightly surprised.
Geráck did just scoot over so that the others will get room, but
yes. It is cozy. But it is a
in your full body armor.
Yes, especially that. Cozy seating. Perhaps it was not meant for adventurers fully kitted out. Yes, well, perhaps for pleasantries. I, of course, am Arthur Tristan. I oversee Imperial interests here, by His Grace the Emperor, and the entire city of Newport. With me is Lady Jasmine Vayne. She helps me do some things around the Empire. Very assisting, and I thought her worthy of sitting in on this. Anyway, to the heart of the matter, of course, Lord Teraptus, won't you be a dear? And Lord Teraptus chuckles, yes, I'll be a dear. That's Dwohurim Harsca. That's Tempus Malleator. That's Geráck Zold. And that's... And he, pauses and sighs, Aurelia. Right, yes, well... the governor begins. First off, my heartfelt gratitude and thanks for what you have done for the city of Newport. It is with your grace, your insistence, and your investigation that we have managed to topple, partially, if not entirely, the entire chapter lodge of the Black Fang here in this city, something that has plagued us almost since the city's inception, 200 or so years ago.
Dwohurim frowns in disbelief.
You have captured Aurelia?
No. He chuckles a bit nervously. No, not so much that. But after the actions that you took exposed the Black Fang, we were able to take more legal course of action. We managed to capture Manel Drin, who was the other key organizer of the Black Fang, although she personally escaped us with a teleportation device. He frowns at Lord Teraptus. Lord Teraptus almost looks like he's offering a tight, smug smile at the governor. But she left behind a treasure trove of information which we used to root out the corruption within the guards and other forms of government. We had not known that it had gone so deep, and in fact, from as far as we know, with your activities, with the Blue Eyes character and what you did in Little Dragon Hall, combined with our investigations and our arrests, the two separate branches of the chapter lodge here have been ripped apart. Only scattered remnants as of now, as far as we can tell, remain. Not to mention the leadership, but the chapter lodge itself has been crushed. Thanks in no small part to the actions of you. And on behalf of this entire city, and indeed His Grace the Emperor himself, I extend my utmost gratitude for your service.
You're, welcome?
We did all what was needed.
However, with Aurelia, the gloom still around, the victory will most likely be short-lived. Perhaps decades, yes. But if you don't cut off the head of the serpent, it will eventually come back.
Imperial Governor frowns and says, "Well, aren't you just a killjoy?"
Aurelia frowns.
Herm nods. She is.
Aurelia frowns even more.
You must understand, though, that we have recently lost a few of our...
Yes, I can tell that you are slightly short of who I thought I would be greeting and congratulating.
Her frowns at the dwarf joke.
Seeing as though Arthur Tristan is barely taller than yourself, it goes right over his head. How you like that, Manaki?
God damn it.
The governor looks over at Taraptus and says, "Why, aren't these the dour lot?" Lord Taraptus sort of offers a non-committal shrug at the governor and says, Why don't you get to it, Arthur?" "Yes, well, perhaps this can, it can't make up for those who have been lost. But the city of Newport most certainly does recognize the service of you individuals. And although you did not do this in the hopes of a reward from the city, we nevertheless wish to repay you for your outstanding actions, which have truly saved the city from the clutches of the Black Fang. Although, the governor looks towards Geráck, it is highly unfortunate that, Imperial agents have gotten in contact with me, and it seems that a prior arrangement to spare a character, the Blue Eyes character, was made. And, it turns out Blue Eyes, judging by the body evidence and magical divination, is very much dead."
Everyone looks at Geráck.
Well, yes, there was not much we could do about it, unfortunately.
Yes, well, not much I could do about having to pay the fees to the very upset individuals in Axis, bureaucracy being all of that, but I still hope that 40 platinum pieces for the four of you, plus an extra 40 for your friend Leon's estate, will suffice. And the governor will actually reach into his desk and begin stacking 5 stacks of 40 platinum pieces each.
Tempus will blink looking at it. And he looks as if in case if he thought it was 40 for all, not 40 for each. He can't even keep the sort of surprised face.
Yes.
He feels a lot better.
Yeah, yes, 400 gold pieces for each of you, plus an extra 400 effectively for Leon's estate.
That's 100 more for each, then.
Yep.
All right.
I can handle 500 gold.
And we'll take the money.
Yep, of course.
Of course, the leadership is still at large, as the governor looks towards Aurelia. Aurelia, so daintily and discreetly pointed out, the city of Newport is certainly offering an extra 6,000 gold pieces as reward, should that fiendish criminal be brought to justice. Unfortunately, our tomes of information and all the incriminating data that we've gotten from interrogating the various members of the Black Fang we've captured have turned up nothing. They are so thoroughly well organized as to prevent access to much in the way of information. We know that there was an intermediary between this Minel Drin, Blue Eyes, and then Axilia, but we don't know anything about him, her, or it.
We are resourceful people, but sometimes information can be hard to come by because well, at least in the past, maybe it's different now that the gods have been decorrupted, have had some problems with legal authorities being in the way of our searching different locales and such. I'm sure that some sort of proof that we're working with in the governor's best interest would go a long way to helping us access information we otherwise would not be able to get.
Yes, already prepared. I very much understand that. And in the light of the service that you have done, writs have been prepared, and they will be presented to the four of you, stating that in regards to the matter of the Black Fang investigation, you four are invested with the authority of the Imperial Governor to investigate and act accordingly, per law. Of course, I understand that you four may wish to relax and enjoy or lament what you have lost, and I certainly will not fault you for that. However, before I let you, for lack of a better word, heroes go, for that is what you are, for what you have revealed, not just to myself, but to all of the people of Newport, there is one other matter that I must pass on behalf of a friend. My friend, Evrat Lavelle, who is scheduled to be married, recently has fallen into some misfortune. His wife-to-be has been kidnapped, and he has asked on my behalf, should I get my audience with you, to pass along that he would very much like to speak with you when it is possible. Preferably soon. And, given the tone of my friend's desperation, I think he might be willing to make available his most treasured assets.
We'll be sure to have a meeting with him shortly.
It is as good a place as any to start, and I think I speak for all of us when I say that our recent losses have only reinforced our devotion to bringing an end to the trouble that has been plaguing the city.
Based on what my friend has told me, it is possible that the bandits who have their headquarters in Proudfort might be involved. It is with that matter that not only will you carry my Imperial seal, but also Imperial assistance. He will wave a magnanimous and imperious hand over towards Lady Vayne. Lady Vayne has been of great assistance to the Empire for some years now. Her father has a military legacy, a storied tradition carrying back throughout generations. Considering what you have recently lost, perhaps she can, well, not to make, he sort of flubs a bit over his words, only that she can help, perhaps get you through some avenues that would normally be inaccessible. She also knows this area incredibly well, having lived in the city for a great deal of her life.
More assistance is always welcome.
Jasmine will bow her head slightly.
As long as she doesn't end up being slow us down, that is. But I trust your judgment.
The governor will look towards Jasmine. Well, Jasmine, you think you'll be slowing them down?
No. I believe I can give them ample assistance, especially with the tasks that are placed before them.
Yes. The governor looks back towards you four. She has been a scout, and not just that, but also fighting in service of the Empire as well. She knows these alleyways of Newport forwards and backwards. If there would be anyone that can help in finding that damnable Exilia, it would be her.
I'll smile slightly into this world, and Then she will be welcome among us.
Fantastic. Now, you must be busy, and this was a occasion where I did not want to personally take too much of your time. For, again, you have done this city a great service, and it is my honor to welcome you as heroes of Newport for what you have done for the city. Thank you once again.
Sir Martin says, we do not do it for praise or for reward, but because someone has to. Your thanks, however, is appreciated. It is good to know that someone recognizes that we do this in the best of, with the best of intentions.
The governor beams, and he looks like he's about to say something else, but Lord Teraptus lifts a weathered hand and says, Arthur, you're talking them to death. Why don't you walk outside with me? Give them some time to think about things before they move on. The governor frowns. Oh, very well, Teraptus. He will stand up. The short man sort of like waddle over towards Teraptus, who will also stand up, like looming like a head and a half larger than Arthur. And the governor will walk out. Lord Teraptus will like look back and say, a pleasant day for all of you.
Bows his head to him.
Here nods.
Lord Teraptus will walk out, leaving sort of like a confused like guard like standing there in the room.
We all look at the guard. Look to the door, look at the guard.
Guard gets the hint. Guard like walks out. Door closes.
Looks to Tempus quickly to check that he didn't steal something when he shook the governor's hand.
Tempest closes his hands.
Like his little like jewel encrusted ring or something.
As Tempest sports his new earring.
Has like his wife's name on it. Graved. I mean, you never know.
Your name was Maria.
It was my third horse.
I made
it was a good horse
for it.
It was very, very well. Once it transformed into a cube with me.
Oh, how intimate. Well, I suppose then, does your reputation precede you, my lady?
As does yours, though that is for particularly different reasons.
I don't know how different. Gentleman says, yours is for prowess, and I would hope that mine would be for the same.
Equally so, but I also received a recommendation from a friend of yours.
Oh?
For you see, as was mentioned, I have had quite the military experience, of which I only returned a few weeks ago after heading out towards the sea wall and Cape Thunder.
Ah.
Over there, I met a dwarf by the name of Bjorni and a Thomas Tennell, who told me about your adventures.
How are they?
They are doing very well. They send their regards. In addition, a bottle of dwarven ale. She starts reaching for a bad. A bottle of oil, and well, for Leon, there was supposed to have been a bottle of wine, but she gives a frown. I'm sorry for your loss.
I'll pour one for him.
How are things at the seawall?
The seawall is, well, things are getting ever worse there, but it's holding up.
Okay.
The Emperor is sending a few more reinforcements, but there is only so much that can be done. The weather getting worse and all.
So...
Moreover, I must give a personal thanks for what you have done here, more than Arthur has as well. I shouldn't say Arthur to you. Oh well, he's not here.
There is a few things we will need to talk about, since we're going to be working together in this year.
Yes, that is completely understandable. But I must give my personal thanks for what you have done with dealing with the Black Fang here. They have been quite the problem here, both on a personal and professional level.
Well, we dealt with all the easy ones. There are still the two most dangerous ones left, Auxilia, and whoever this middle person might be.
And most certainly, I am here to aid your very successful career in hunting them even further. She gives a slight bow.
As an Imperial agent, how much do you work on form? Is it always by the book? Because in our line of work, is it hold up a hand to your boss? It might sometimes be difficult to
She smirks
follow
slightly.
the rules completely. It has to be bent in order for things to get done. Something you have to understand.
Red tape is both a necessity and a nuisance. A nuisance which I sometimes cut straight through.
Alright. Second one is you will have to trust our words when we tell you what has been happening so far. Because much as we have done here, the governor does not know the whole truth. Many things would not be something that the public or people not involved would actually believe to be true. But things that we know and that we believe, we will have to have at least you working on the assumption that these things might be true.
There are many things I can imagine for sure, especially with some of the stories I've been told by Thomas.
We ask, therefore, for trust and compliance in dealing with problems in a non-standard way, perhaps.
Equally so, as long as you're giving the same respect in return. She bows her head. She steps over, offering out a leather glove hand.
We'll reach his own forward and shake it.
Equally so to Tempus. Still with a curious smile at Tempus.
Chris tries to see if there's any rings on the hand while shaking it. Probably
there
not. He just touches it briefly as it just doesn't take it up.
She will smirk slightly. Stepping over and offering out a hand towards Geráck, and for a second a moment of hesitation, and then a hand to Aurelia.
Aurelia will return the handshake, although the suspicion in her look is definitely there.
Equally so, it's clear that Jasmine has never before shook a hand with a Dragonkin.
Well, with that all done, I believe there's someone who might have a bit of a kidnapping situation on his hands.
Yes, we should perhaps head over there at once.
We can worry about the dead when there are no living who needs our aid. Looks to Jasmine, I mean, like leaning on the desk.
More or less, yes. Her heavy pack on her back.
She must be a big deal. Oh, stand out. Let's go. I doubt he would want us to delay.
I'm certainly ready to go.
Is there anything else any of you want to ask or say?
Not at the moment.
I imagine this room is quite private, probably warded against all sorts of listenings.
Or perhaps the exact opposite.
Perhaps.
Where did you get your bow?
Looks towards Geráck. The bow I received many years ago in the military service. Most notably, I was assigned onto a unit to hunt down individuals who were trying to escape the bounds of the law. Most notably, they were deserters and criminals deserving crimes of treason or higher. Well, or similar.
I see.
It was both a badge of office and a useful tool for the job.
Eyes Tempus slightly.
Tempus keeps an eye for Chris and smiles.
Do you perhaps have any enemies we should know about?
Well, the only people who would be particular enemies who could likely be an issue around here would be, well, I have spent the last few years of my life almost consistently hunting down, well, for personal reasons and for business ones, agents of the Black Fang. So equally, they likely want my head.
Good.
I suppose that makes sense for all of us at this point.
I can explain more about it if you wish at a later date.
Right.
Perhaps when there is not a kidnapping in progress.
Bandits. It's been quite some time since we've dealt with those sorts. If this is Ravinger again,
Ravinger.
She looks curious at you.
it's a Tempus.
Tempus can't help but laugh. You think he would pop back up?
I
He was
wouldn't want to
interesting.
spoil it for you.
Oh. We should get some of his favourite drink. That would definitely get his attention.
Is there something we should know, Dwohurim?
No, it was a minor issue when we first came here. Well, not even here. Small cities outside. Bandit problem. We dealt with it.
Jasmine taps the table a few times, clearly trying to think. She think.
Well, let's set out for.
Yes, let's. Also, we did not split up Leon's other stuff, like the gold and the potions and stuff like that.
Do you wanna? I suppose it makes sense to do that before we go into battle again.
Yeah, if we do, I don't know. But if we split the money, we each get 72.5 gold pieces, and then we can split the potions and stuff.
All right. Makes
Was
sense.
you splitting it to include Jasmine?
Nope.
I was about to say that'd be a bit odd
He's not really. Here, take some
Yeah,
dead friend
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, take my.
This stuff.
because I'm afraid Jasmine would decline.
He's probably also got her own stuff.
Yeah, then we can each get a champion tier healing potion, and then it's an oil that someone can get.
No need for me for it.
Yeah, I would like it if no one else wanted it.
What does the oil do? I keep getting the oils confused with something. I don't know.
It's
It's-
basically +1 or +2 depending on what it is.
Yeah, to
Okay.
AC or to hit.
I wouldn't
It's
mind
making your thing magic, basically.
I wouldn't mind having that because I still don't have a magic weapon.
Yeah, I don't either. But
Oh, you don't either.
Then the question comes:
and you
could
got
I-
2 magic items.
I see there's a note about it here, Grimith. So would I be able to wield the Hexen Blade?
Hexenblade would it would concede to allowing what it construes as a friend of Leon's to wield it.
Yeah. Tempest could also get the oil, maybe because he didn't get a magic item. If you want it.
Give me a second. I'm just gonna have a look to see if I've got any. I have one champion oil,
Alright.
and I have 2 adventure runes and 1 champion healing potion. Still,
I will take the oil then.
there's no point me taking more resources when I already have some available.
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
And I didn't have any, so.
So
and we
this-
could we'd also buy some. We have lots of money now.
What type of blade is Hexen Blade? What's the damage die? Dark.
It was a great sword technically.
Oh, great! Then I don't have to change a whole lot.
So the blade is going to Dwohurim. The ring is going to Geráck.
Yeah. For now at least.
The scroll that you want, that Manaki?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
Let me
What
talk
was
to
the
some
scroll?
dark gods. Gives you a 3-point revelation of the dark god's background.
Yeah, I would have probably taken that otherwise.
Enjoy. Tempest is not touching that.
There's also like 16 daggers.
I'm good.
No, there wasn't any daggers.
Oh yeah, there were no daggers. Weirdly enough. Tempest has like 8.
Oh yeah, there were no daggers. All right, sure. Also, 200 feet of rope. Do you steal that as well?
If anyone needs a wand or a black staff, then I have those. But the Hexen Blade's really superior to both of them, so...
I could also take the rope, I guess, because it probably weighs a lot.
Tempest conveniently has 24 daggers now. I
Would
pretty
you
much
have the
It's a sign of something.
And you
What could
still
it
use
be?
cutlery.
God damn.
Yep.
It's a
It's
fashion
cost
statement.
effective.
No, Aurelia will adopt the cat as well.
No,
Aw.
David took the dog. It's just sad somewhere. All of our
Dog?
companions. Yeah. Fargus
Yeah,
is
they're in companion corner.
Oh yeah.
it's like
Companion corner.
like I'll be the next to die. All the people who have animals die.
Speaking of
I'll
which
have
of
to
animals,
a bird and a horse. Terrible.
yeah, speaking of animals, yep, have one.
Right. That's right. That'll work.
As vicariously, you will
And
you will soon learn whenever we leave that Jasmine flying down to her will be an eagle.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's a regular bastard sword and some fancy clothes, large tent. Oh yeah, there's the dungeon goo thing in wine
Yes.
bottles.
Dungeon.
The
goo.
two wine bottles of two wine bottles of Creole grade dungeon lubricant.
Yes.
Which we've devised is water-based because it wasn't flammable.
So who wants that?
Taking into consideration how lethal it may be.
Put it as a poison. The blade sinks in quicker.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
You can basically throw it at the ground to create like an area of
slipperiness.
grease, basically.
The grease spell. Imagine you throw it at someone, they slip out of their armor.
Don't think that's how it works.
A lot of very interestingly applied grease. Regardless, having that done.
Yep.
I suppose we show about the manor.
Yes, I have made the Evrot Lavelle's mansion map visible. You folks go traveling. Also, I'm going to have to restart MapTool because for whatever reason, in the spot of all of you guys fucking around, you've given me MapTool errors.
Wait, I just copy pasted my token, or rather
Cheap.
cut my token.
Really?
No, it popped up whenever Dark dropped this fucking eagle, so it's not cheap.
Okay,
Eagle of death.
I like how you
I
made an
dropped my
excuse
token again.
immediately anyway.